Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So, you speak in English or Hare Krishna? So, we are very fortunate to be here in Navadvip, Kulia, where Jagannath Babaji Maharaj was staying, and he left his body also on this auspicious day. Also, the disappearance day of Rasikananda, great devotee of the Lord, disciple of Shamananda Prabhu, another great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. So, Jagannath Babaji, he appeared in Bengal, and he came to Vrindavan and stayed there for many years in Surya Kund, where there is a deity of Surya Dev since Krishna's time. Even pastimes are there of Srimati Radharani going there to perform Surya Puja. And Krishna one time he came there disguised as a Brahmana together with Madhumangal. And so he was doing the worship of Surya Dev, being asked by Srimati Radharani's mother-in-law and sister-in-law. So beautiful pastime is there. So Jagannath Das Babaji, he performed this bhajan there for many years. But then at one point he expressed that I should go back to Mayapur, Navadvip, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is more merciful, and by his mercy I may attain Krishna Prema. Of course, that was his humility. A Vaishnava is always most humble. Actually, many times he came to Mayapur or Navadvip and then he went back to Braj, to Radhakund, many, many times. But then on one point he decided to just come back here and stay here till the end of his life. So Babaji, that means a person who is a devotee who is fully engaged in chanting the holy names and worshipping the Lord and discussing Gurkatha and Harikatha. So he used to chant practically whole day and even night time. He used to get up early morning, 3 o'clock, and chanting the holy names. And one time he expressed, we should chant early morning from 4 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the evening. And then he said after that, and usually many times he was taking little prasad in the evening. After the Gyaning, we chant 7 o'clock in the evening till 11 o'clock at night. So it's 20 hours of chanting and 3-4 hours at the most taking rest. And during Chaturmasi he was very strict. He was eating just once a day in the evening after sunset. First month he was just taking 4 bananas in the evening. Second month, he was just taking some guava, amrud, in the evening. And third month, I was just taking something else in the evening, I can't remember, something little. And fourth month also. So very austere, practically constantly chanting the holy names. And so in Braj, he was very much respected. Actually, wherever he went, he was so much respected because of his love and devotion. Because he was then also considered a realized soul, Siddha Baba, Siddha Babaji. So one time he was in Braj and he was begging the sweeper there to give him some roti. So sweeper were considered low class. But then he was explaining to the other Babajis who were saying, Babaji, how you can take from the low class person? Because usually the Babajis, they will only beg from a few people which they know who are doing proper bhajan, not just from anybody. Even nowadays in Braj, they will beg from different houses, but only of those who are nicely engaged in devotional service. From Vaishnavas, or Vaishnava means Brahmanically inclined. But then doing Chaturmas, usually they will not take chapatis, but they will get some grain. So then they were questioning how you can take from a sweeper, who's a low class person. But then he was expressing that these Babajis, they are not, these sweepers, they are not ordinary people. They're also great souls. And they're sweeping, and what is happening? The dust of Braj. They're covered by the dust of Braj when they're sweeping. When we see people are sweeping and the dust is rising, and we try to avoid, and we should not be covered with dust, even in Vrindavan. So, but he respected them because they're covered by the dust of Braj. And so then they were quiet. One time also he was ready to take some prasad, a little bit. And then there was one dog nearby who had just given birth, female dog, to 5 little puppies. And they came to Babaji Maharaj. And they were trying to eat from his plate. But then his servant Bihari Das tried to chase them away. But he said, no, these are also Brijvasis. Today I will not eat. Let them eat. So he showed so much respect to all the jivas, the embodied beings. That is a symptom of an advanced devotee. He respects all. A pure devotee, he sees that everyone is a pure devotee. And everyone somehow is serving Krishna. But then the preacher, the devotees, who are trying to give Krishna consciousness to others, they will differentiate that this one is a pure devotee, this one is a Madhyamadikari, this one, and then he will serve the pure devotees. He will have a nice relationship with those on the same level. And he will try to help those who are junior. And he will try to give mercy also to the conditioned souls. Nam Ruchi. So he has a taste for chanting the holy names. Vaishnav Seva. Serving the shade. Those who are innocent, those who are receptive, and he will try to help them, and he will avoid materialistic people or atheistic people, offensive people. So Jagannath Babaji was very exemplary. So he stayed for many years at Surya Kund, and actually different persons actually they helped. Of course, the pure devotee, they are fully dedicated to the Lord, chanting the holy names. and they're not concerned about their maintenance even. But then all the devotees, they come forward, being inspired by the Lord. So one person there helped also to build some bhajan kutia there and some little temple, and somebody donated some deities also. One time some beautiful Gonitai deities, very shiny. And then so the temple was made and he worshipped the deities, but then some dacoits came and they thought these are golden deities. So they wanted to steal them. But then by the Lord's will, they became somehow bewildered and they were not able to take the deities. But then he was concerned, Jagannath Das Babaji, and he gave these deities to one family in Vrindavan. So, but then he also got some small deities. One small deity, Golgopal, which you can see here on the altar. Small deity, this big. And there's a Giridhari, a Govardhan Shila. So they're there, you can see. So he was carrying them wherever he went, and he was worshipping them in a simple way. Also, there's one Sadhubuj Mahaprabhu there in Vrindavan, which was also given to Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, and he for some time was worshipping the deity. But then he gave to some Brijvasis. And up to these days, the seva is going on nicely. Sadhubuj Mahaprabhu, well-known temple in Vrindavan. Everyone saw Sadhubuj Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan. You have seen? You have seen? You saw? Near Radharaman temple. You have seen? Sadhubuj Mahaprabhu Dekha? So many wonderful pastimes are there of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And the famous pastime, most famous, is when he was staying here in Kulya, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually, so he came here and met him and understood his greatness. And then he built some bhajan kutir here for Jagannath Das Babaji and other sadhus. And so he stayed here till the end of his life. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur's son, Bibha Prasad, he also came one time with Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he told him to, because he was good in astronomy, astrology, so he told him to make one Panchika. So which, even up to this day, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are following Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Panchika. And when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was researching where his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance place, which at that time everyone thought it is here in Navadvip, but he was not confident. So he was trying to find out, and he was staying in Godrum Dvip, so Ravi Kunj, the place of his house, and nearby the Swananda Sukhada Kunj, where he was doing his writing and some official work. And from there, he had a vision, and he saw opposite the Jalangi River some light, and a mystical experience was there. So he crossed the Jalangi River and he saw a place, and there were many tulsi plants. And then, by divine inspiration, so he felt that this is the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was studying the different maps of Navadvip and the writings of the Acharyas, and he concluded that this is the appearance place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But then he thought, let me just ask Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who was known as Siddha Baba, realized soul. And he brought him to Mayapur, At that time he was already more than 130 years old or 140 years old. And so he was bent over and his eyelids, eyebrows were over his eyes. And he was always absorbed in chanting the holy names. So because of his old age, he could not walk. So his servant Bihari Das, who was strong, carried him in a basket. So he brought him there to Mayapur, and when he came at that place, then he jumped out of the basket and calling out, Hari Bol, and then Gauranga, Gauranga. And he confirmed that this is the appearance, place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are very fortunate to be here, where Jagannath Babaji Maharaj performed bhajan for many years. And when he left his body, so his Samadhi is here. So we should pray to Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, so we may be able to chant the holy names nicely. So we may chant with some taste, Nam Ruchi, and then we may be able to properly honor all Vaishnavas, Nam Ruchi, Vaishnav Seva. So we may have compassion for the conditioned souls, Jivadaya. So Vaishnav is not only concerned with his own devotional service, but is ready to serve. Hari Guru Vaishnav is ready to help others by distributing the holy names, by distributing knowledge, by giving prasadam to others. So that is a Vaishnav, Sarvabhuta Hiterata, is always eager to act for the welfare of others. So we should pray to Jagannath Babaji, so we may attain Nam Ruchi, so we may be able to serve Hari Guru Vaishnav nicely, and so we may feel compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. And in this way, by performing our devotional service, we can slowly but surely advance in our spiritual life. So for that, we have to follow the instructions of Sri Guru, the previous acharyas, and especially who are known as Rupanuga Vaishnavas, followers of Rupa Goswami. And as he has mentioned, Utsanische Dharyat Tatta Karma Pravartanat Sangatyage Satovrite Sadbir Bhakti Prasiddhati. We should always be very enthusiastic and fixed. So we should have Guru Nishta, Nam Nishta, Seva Nishta, and we have to be patient with ourselves and understand to become highly qualified, highly advanced, it will take some time. So we should see our own situation and be patient with ourselves, and then what to speak of being patient towards others who are trying to advance. And always being engaged in Tatta Karma Pravartanat, and performing the different angas of bhakti. And also we should follow all the rules and regulations according to our situation, Varna and Ashram. That is also important. Unless and until we are highly advanced and on the platform of Bhav Bhakti, so we have to follow the rules and regulations of Shastra, Samana Bhakti, and we have to act according to Varna Ashram also. That is there. And then Satovritte, Sangatyagat, give up the association of materialistic people, envious people. So even sometimes those who are neophyte devotees, so but they're very critical or very materialistic. We should try to give up their association. And be tatastha, we are not against them, but also we are not for them. So keep safe distance and associate Satovrite with the devotees who are properly Sajatya Bhakta, who have the proper understanding, or Shastravid, Siddhantavid, Rasatattvavid, and knowledgeable in the scriptures. They know the conclusion of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, and they know Rasa Tattva, especially of the books of Rupa and Jagannath. So we stay in their association, that is Satovritte, the association of those who are properly situated on the transcendental platform, Sadhguru or Sat Shishya. And then we may be able to advance nicely, and then Sadhvir Bhakti Prasidhati, then we may become successful in our spiritual life. So gradually we should see that we can advance by having strong faith, Radha, and then in Sadhu Sangha, an association of the sadhus, performing devotional service, bhajana kriya, and then slowly but surely we come from anatta, anatta nivritti. And then Nishta will be there, Ruchi. And then Asakti, we can become completely attached to Krishna, detached from this material world. And then Bhavavasta will be there. So the transcendental plane behind the three modes of material nature, Asakti and Bhav. So then once Sarup will be revealed. Before it is not possible. Only when one is highly advanced and purified in consciousness, and the transcendental emotions will come from the heart. And then one's constitutional position will be revealed in loving a relationship with Krishna. So that is the goal of life. But we have to be patient, it will take some time. So we pray to Jagannath Babaji Maharaj, we pray to our spiritual master, we pray to Rupa Goswami, and then especially Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Kali Yuga Avatar, Adita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. So he has come to deliver the most fallen, those who are fallen. And then we take shelter of Sisi Radha Krishna, by the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki, Sachinandana Gaura Hare ki, Gaur Gopal Jo ki, Giridhari Gopal ki, Radha Sham Sundar ki, Go Premanande Hari Hari Lo, Jai Jai Sisi Radhe Sham. Hare Krishna. Any question? Question?
As Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj confirmed the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, does the lineage after Jagannath Das Babaji, do they also add Krishna point?
So the question is, so after Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he approved of the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur, and so the Gauri Vaishnava was accepting all the followers of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So the question is if all the other Babajis are also in agreement with that. Those who are following Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, so they will agree. Those who knew him. So mostly they will agree, but maybe not all of them. But we don't have to worry about that. We follow our acharyas. So Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. And others, they may have another opinion, but what can we do? So that is there in this world. Different opinions may be there amongst Vaishnavas, amongst scholars. So when we stay, or we accept the opinion of our acharyas, and others, then we respect. And so we should try to be respectful towards all. Some different opinions may be there, but we stay with the opinion of our acharyas. But we should respect others also. Any other question? So sometimes there's transcendental disagreement, but then we try to reconcile also as much as possible. But sometimes it may not be possible, and somebody has one opinion, another one has another opinion. Then what we do? We chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we know Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Mayapur, in Navadvip. So that we know, and he performed these pastimes. And what is the essence of all advice? That we should just chant the holy names. Kali Yuga Dharma is the chanting of the holy names. So these are small details, and we should not be.
There are shown.
So, Hare Krishna. So we have to stop here. Then we have some Devajan also. Jagannath Babaji Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna.